Escaping your Minecraft escape rooms. The Devil's Nostril by BC Caveman. I was in a 3x3 cage with absolutely nothing. I took a look around and decided to collect the signs in front of me. I also saw red sand and a fence. I broke everything and noticed that I needed to put myself in crawl mode. I tried to place the fence and then force myself into crawl mode in the corner, but then I wouldn't be able to escape. I figured out that I could crawl by clipping into the fence and using the sand. My RNG was bad the first time, but I got the sand after another attempt. In the second room, I noticed that I had to scale a wall with my blocks. I tried getting the sand, but gave up as I was on a higher Y level. I tried another way to cheese, but it just didn't work. I progressed and found a furnace with dried kelp inside. There was also another door behind the next crawl space. I remembered a glitch I saw when playing around with the stone walls. If I break this furnace, I'd be forced into crawl mode. I got to the door hole and saw that I needed to stay crawling. Not many people know this, but you can actually stay crawling if you open and close the door twice in the same tick. I was then in another room and decided to climb to the water with the door. I was just about to leave when I saw a small crack in the corner. I went into fake crawl mode with the door and obtained 5 more dried kelp from a hopper. I went into the water room and tried to keep my door, but it was too low. The water tunnel was claustrophobic, but it wasn't too long. I noticed I needed 6 blocks to exit this room. I immediately found a red sand and thought I could use it with a sign to climb up 2 blocks, but I'd need to climb on top of it with another block, so that was out of the question. I saw an end rod above me and I grabbed it. I saw 2 crawl spaces, one that was head height and another I could get into with the end rod and sand. Inside, I found a door, but there was nothing behind it. I grabbed the door and I ventured back into the big space. Next was the hole at head height. Not many people know this, but you can glitch into the space by jumping right when the sand hits the door. The timing was rough, so I continued to fail again and again. I orientated my blocks better to force me into the hole, and it worked! Inside was an auto crafter with 3 more kelp. I grabbed all of it and decided to tower up. I used the door for 2 blocks, the end rod, the sand, and finally the auto craft, but it wasn't enough. The map maker even called me a baby. Wait, I can make a kelp block with the auto crafter, but I needed to power it with redstone. I swear I looked everywhere in this map and there was nothing to power with redstone. Where could it be? I collected all my blocks and looked again. Oh, there was one place I hadn't checked yet. Underneath this crevice, I glitched into crawl mode and found a small stone button. Finally, I could use the auto crafter to make a kelp block. I towered up with my items and finally made it out. Subscribe for more escape rooms.